Good evening, everybody. It is 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast on a Monday. It's time for your weekly Calamity Jane live stream. James, how are you doing on this starting to look a lot like fall weather, at least here down in Atlanta?
I'm doing great on my side. Just as you know, with LA, you never really know when it's fall or not.
Right,
So,
right, yeah.
yeah, but things are just dandy on my side. And yeah, I guess listen, I'll awkwardly just start by just going into what we're working on this week, and we can kind of pick a topic because I don't know what we're talking about tonight. Really, we haven't really had a chance to
No,
talk
didn't
much. I
really,
kind
yeah, we didn't really
of
dive in. We usually chat on Sundays and kind
yeah,
of
we
like
made up for it.
build a pattern or like an idea of what we want to do, and we didn't really do that this Sunday. So
I have a feeling though there's plenty to talk about anyway. So I
there's always
have
stuff to talk about.
yeah. But okay, I'll jump in on my
Okay.
side. Share my screen. And here we are where we last left last week. I'm working on the Warhog scene with Calamity,
Mm-hmm.
riding the herd pretty much to steer them away from danger. So you see here, last week I actually made the top view of the Warhogs. They're little animated little clips. Here you can see them moving. I do notice that as I'm moving back and forth and scrubbing, you don't really see the movement that much. So I might actually push it further, like more exaggerated, so you can
Okay.
actually see some of them popping up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be doing that tonight and kind of tweaking some stuff. It might be a little more of a tweaking stream versus a drawing stream. Although I might work on the pose of Calamity here, completely top view of her riding on a Warhog as well. So that's kind of on the agenda for tonight as we kind of do our normal stream of consciousness chatter about pop culture stuff. Or yeah, no worries. Actually, you know what's kind of cool is you were muted. I didn't hear your sneeze. I just saw you sneeze.
Oh, really?
Through miming.
Oh,
so hopefully your audio's coming in.
No, it's definitely coming through. It's on OBS. I've got a nice fancy microphone. It's very likely that the process of covering my mouth and looking away was enough. Was enough for the microphone to like realize that it couldn't. They're just like, oh, I'm not gonna pick this up. So I don't know.
Yeah, cool. Anyways, but that's what I'm working on my side tonight as we pick a topic to talk about. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with us tonight. What's going on with you?
Sorry, this is bad timing. I have I guess it's hereditary. I don't know what it is. I don't know what causes it, but I get sneezing fits where I just sneeze and sneeze and sneeze and can't stop. And it's not really clear to me what triggers them. And lucky for me, it was triggered. So I'm kind of fighting sneezing right now.
Everybody, people out there,
yeah,
we have a revelation tonight, and that is Eric has stage fright, and when he has stage fright, he sneezes.
Yeah, that's clearly
after all the years after all the years of doing the stream, it's finally caught up to him. It's built up, and here we are. It's making its debut tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it happens. But yeah, I get weird sneezing spells. You know, I don't really get hiccups that much. But I'll get on these just, I don't know, these fits that I can't shut down. It's very weird.
I get it.
And it's funny because, you know, I know a lot of people is like, oh, I love sneezing. And it's like, yeah, well, you love sneezing because it happens once in a while. When you go on these fits that last sometimes for as long as a half hour, you don't like it nearly as much.
Whoa, so you have half-hour sneeze fits?
Yeah, sometimes when they're really bad, I'll just sit and sneeze and just like my eyes will water as I'm trying to like control it for, 30 minutes at times. Yeah.
So for me, interestingly, oddly enough, like I usually have sneeze fits in threes. Mm-hmm. Once I have my third sneeze, then I'm good. I've shaken whatever cobwebs are up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think 3 is the normal amount for most people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, 1 million is the normal.
Yeah, man, that's pretty intense.
Anyway, I think the worst of it is past for the time being.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I've been still my main obsession is still the book series Dungeon Crawler Carl. I finished
Yeah,
up
now you're
book 5
book 5.
yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
moved on to book 6, and I was like 150 pages from the end of book 5 last night, and was up till almost 2 a.m. because
Wow.
the last of that, those 150 pages were such page turners. I couldn't put it down. Right.
Wow.
Usually,
I
like
can't
you,
remember the
yeah,
yeah, I can't remember the last time I've been in a book where I've been that engrossed to where I stayed up late to read it.
yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Usually you can find a stopping point, like a chapter or a mid chapter break or something along those lines. And there were chapter breaks and all of that stuff, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, but I want to know what happens next. It's like, okay, maybe just one or two more pages, and then
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
150 pages later, I had gotten to the end of the book. Um, it's really, I mean, it's I think we talked about this last week. It's very pulpy. It's not art. It's entertainment. Um, it lives in the geek spaces that I live in without trading on nostalgia whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun, well written books, and I've kind of gotten really obsessed with them. I mean, in little over a month, I've read, and the books keep getting longer and longer. Book 5 was 700 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, through book 5, there's close to 2,000 pages in there. You know how many millions of words that is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I read all of that in the last month. Just because I've been having trouble putting them down. I've been finishing one, just wanting to go right on to the next one. And this is silly, but it is real. One of the things about it is I keep it on my desk, and so while I'm working and I need a
Mm-hmm.
break, I would usually just kind of mindlessly scroll on social media or check the news and make myself depressed because the world is falling apart around us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now I've just like when I need to take a break from work and think and look at something else, I like look down and read a page or two of the book, and it's been great. It's been pretty awesome to keep my mind occupied on something that is engrossing rather than mind numbing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the last two books will last me for a while. The one I just started is something like 800 some odd pages long, and I believe that the next one is equally as long. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll keep me engrossed for a while. Then I'll have to like find new books because I've really been enjoying uh, kind of taking little breaks and reading for a couple of pages.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a sort of an accidental surprise. It wasn't something I like intentionally set out to do. I just found myself doing it. And I'm like, oh wait, actually, today went by really fast, and I didn't check social media at all. That's pretty great. So
Man, I just got to sneeze just now, just to help
it's
in solidarity with
contagious.
you.
It's
Oh my
contagious. Yeah,
gosh. I was just going to ask you though, you're reading everything physical, right?
I do. Yeah, I am. I usually do digital books, but the none of the digital book software that I use, it's not available on any of that because
Huh.
he published through a couple of specific sites and then ultimately on Amazon. And so getting the digital versions of the books is somewhat limited. And so I was like, ah, screw it. So I just got the physical books and been reading. It's been a minute since I've read an actual physical book, actually.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you the last time I read a physical book was The Outsider, Stephen King's Outsider,
Mm,
in preparation for the show that stars Ben Mendelsohn as the
mm-hmm,
main.
mm-hmm,
It was an okay book, and it's a fine show if you want something for a if you want a horror thriller type of a show to kind of pass the time and watch. It's good. Um, I still feel like, and maybe I'm being snobby about this, but I feel like King's early stuff is still my favorite type of stuff. I mean, I read a lot of his stuff early on, like, I don't know, was probably the one that really sticks out as a book.
Mm-hmm.
But the TV show and the movies never kind of live up to what the book did. His words were horrifying, the way he would describe it, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But even when he was, I think his pseudonym name was it Thomas Bachman, I think.
Yeah, something Richard
The
Bachman.
Bachman books.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what. Yeah, but the Bachman books, like, there's a lot of short stories. There's even a movie that's coming out now called The Long Walk, based on one of the short stories, and it's a great little short story. I'm kind of amazed that they're making a movie out of a short story that he's done, but hey, why not? I mean,
Well,
he's got a whole bunch of other stuff.
Did you see the gimmick where they did some showings where they removed the seats from a theater and brought in treadmills, and
What?
the audience was required to walk on the treadmills for the entire length of the movie, and
That's hilarious.
if they stopped walking, they were asked to leave the theater.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, if you're gonna live the movie, that's
It's
the
a
way
pretty
to
good
do it,
gimmick, I thought. Yeah.
without any really serious repercussions. But that's really funny. But walking for a couple of hours would not. I mean, you have to. I mean, unless they're, you can be in relatively okay shape. I would think, to watch that movie and do a treadmill thing. It's really funny. That's a really funny gimmick. Yeah. Anyways, but that's the last book I read, and that was like a couple years back. It feels like all the reading I do, and I think this is probably with a lot of people, is we read stuff online, but it's not really reading. It's like you're just consuming media or information. It's so different than actually going down a rabbit hole and enjoying a book.
No,
So
I completely agree with you. I mean, technically, I read every day, right? Whether I'm reading a book or not, but it's not the same thing. I agree. It's consuming rather than reading. I think what you is right. But yeah, no, this is the last fiction book I was reading was Neil Stephenson's book Termination Shock, and I had a really hard time getting into it, actually, which is sometimes happens with him. His books tend to be very long, and he's got a great voice, but at times he gets mired by his own ideas, and I think like Termination Shock sort of I don't know, I read like 300 pages of it and nothing had happened, right? And I kind of got burnt out. I mean, when Stevenson wants to, like, his book series, Cryptonomicon, and a lot of his main stuff, Snow Crash, The Diamond Age, his more recent stuff, Read Me and Fall, they're real page turners and they move real fast. Fall was something like 1,200 pages or something insane like that, and I read it in 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Because it was just another one of those situations where I just could not put it down. It was so engrossing. But Termination Shock was just, like I said, I read several hundred pages of it and just could not. It just didn't feel like it was going anywhere. Which is a shame because I love, like you said, I love the words that he uses and the way he streams them together, but I just couldn't keep focused more than anything else on it. And so this was Dungeon Crawler Carl was the first fiction book that I've read since then. I mean, I read nonfiction books a lot, but this was the first fiction I've read in a long time. Yeah, and I've been enjoying it a lot, obviously.
Have you? So is he self-published? Like you're saying that it's difficult to find his stuff digitally. That means that he doesn't have a publisher and he's just out there existing.
So he wrote the first book, Dungeon Crawler Carl, during the pandemic, and used a publishing company, not Amazon, but there's other online publishing houses, and he published the book digitally. Or maybe he did a print. I don't remember exactly. But eventually it found an audience somehow. Got pretty successful, and then he did a major re-edit of the books and republished them using Amazon's digital publishing service.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then from there, uh, spun it out into Audible, and the audiobook versions have been a huge hit. That's where most of my friends listen to it in audiobook format. Um, as
I
far as
see.
I'm aware, well, that's not true. My buddy John is actually reading the actual books.
Mm-hmm.
But most people I know actually are listening through audiobooks. And um, I heard about it through my friend Caitlin. Her husband is John, and she was, telling me like how good it is and how it's exactly up my alley and how there's like no way I wouldn't like it, and she was 100%
Mm.
correct. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it was in that form for a while, and then eventually Random House came along and bought the hardcover rights for it.
Huh.
He did yet another round of edits for Random House, and they
Jeez.
are public. They're doing, well, it's not Random House, it's one of their imprints, but whatever, it's all Random House.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and they published the latest hard copy editions, which started coming out in 2023, 2024, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And as a part of the hard copy releases, he went back and he's added a short story to each of the volumes. So at this point, right, it's up to 5 short stories, and all of the short stories are linked through a series of characters that are foreshadowing something that's going to happen in one of the last books in the series. Um,
Okay.
and so that's pretty cool that he went back and added that for the hardcover. Plus, the hardcover books, and I don't have one in front of me right now, they're really cool. They're really colorful. The jacket design is really slick and really memorable. It's borderline garish, but when you read the books, it makes total sense for
Mm-hmm.
the world that the books take place in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so they're nice, like, decoration pieces. I don't usually buy books very often anymore because they're heavy and they're a pain in the ass to move.
Yeah.
But these are, I don't know, they're they're cool looking, and I suspect that I will read them again given how quickly you can go through them. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And yeah, so at this point, book 7 is out, right? And it's a pretty
Mm-hmm.
pivotal point in the story. I won't say any more than that. And I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't know when the 8th book is scheduled to release, but I do know that his current plan is to do 10 books. So he is
Yeah.
past the halfway point, right? He's only got 3 books left. Um, and but it's like it's picking up steam. He's doing a Kickstarter for a comic book series right now.
Mm-hmm.
That won't feature the protagonists Carl and Princess Donut. Um, it'll feature like different characters that are sort of in the world of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
So he's doing a world building type
Yeah,
of thing instead.
I don't think
Oh, I
he's
see.
writing it. I think he's licensing out the property, and a
Oh,
comic book
okay.
writer is writing it.
Okay.
I looked at the art style, wasn't really to my taste, so I don't know if I'll pursue it. And the other thing too is, while I really like the other characters in the book, I mean, I'm reading it for Carl and Princess Donut, right? And
Uh-huh.
I'm much less interested in the antics of other characters than I am in what these two have gotten up to. Not
Okay.
surprisingly, because the entire world is constructed around supporting the antics of these two primary characters, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but but yeah, it's been fun. I haven't been this engrossed in fiction in a very long time.
That's cool. Yeah. Just based on how much you're raving about it, maybe I'll pick it up. I'm tempted to pick it up in digital form, but now
Right.
that you've mentioned it, that's already out there in Audible,
Yeah,
in
it's on
Audible
Audible.
form.
Yeah.
Makes
And
me wonder, is it better to listen to whatever voice actor he got to do the roles for?
so for
I mean,
my
to do the
taste, it's
books.
always a challenge. I read very fast,
Mm-hmm.
and when you are listening to an audiobook, you have to consume it at the rate that the
Yeah.
narrator is speaking.
Yeah.
And so for that reason alone, I tend to prefer reading to listen to audiobooks.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
because I can actually get through things faster if I just read them myself. Um,
Sure.
and everybody seems to dig the narrator, the guy that does and it's the company that uh does the audiobooks. The owner of the company is the one who does the narration for it, which isn't unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is a voice actor who started the company, so it's not like it's a you know a self-promotional thing. It's like that's part of the
Mm-hmm.
job. But
Mm-hmm.
he's not bad at all. Like, the narrator is good, but it's not what Carl sounds like in my head. So,
Okay.
like, going and listening to the audiobook now is a little bit jarring, just because I recognize the words because I've read the books, but the voice sounds very weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
way that I think all the characters sound like is different in my head than necessarily they are in the books. And so it's a
Mm-hmm.
bit of a disconnect for me. But everybody that I know who's listened to the audiobooks really digs them. And
Mm-hmm.
mostly it's one guy doing all the voices, but he will get other voice actors in to do voices from time to time too. In fact, in one of the books, he actually gets Patrick Warburton to do a voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
So I don't know,
Uh,
what book that is, but I'd be curious to listen to which character. I'd be curious to know which character. I could probably look it up, which character Patrick Warburton
I mean,
plays.
he's kind of typecast though. He's going to be playing some beefy meathead type of character, right?
Yeah, I
I would
can I can
imagine.
guess. I can guess which character
Yeah.
he's playing. Yeah, and I probably would be right, um but anyway, um so yeah, if you're going to, everybody, that I've spoken to about it, thumbs up on the audiobook version, and
Uh-huh.
it's exclusively through Audible as far as I'm aware. So,
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so you have to do Audible for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of want to support my local library and see if I can find it there, but I don't know if I will. Just
I
based on what
sus-
you're saying.
I suspect it you will. I
Yeah.
mean, when they released the hardback version last year or the year before last, it sat on the New York Times bestseller list for months. So
Oh, okay. Okay. All
this
right.
is not a niche thing anymore.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize it was. Maybe you mentioned it, I just didn't hear it. But the fact that it's New York Times bestseller list means okay, it's mainstream enough
A
now
hundred
as
percent,
well.
you'll be able to find it at a library. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I'll have to check it out. Eventually, one of these days. I mean, I don't know. First of all, I don't know how you're finding the time to read a book. Period. In this day and age, with the video game stuff that's out there. I mean, Nintendo Switch 2 just came out a couple months ago. How are you doing that? You have a full-time job.
Well, I played Mario Kart World as much as I wanted to. I played Donkey Kong
Okay.
Bonanza as much as I wanted to.
Yeah, but
Um,
that's already. Those are like Mario Donkey Kong. I would imagine is at least 80 hours if you want to be a completionist or really into it. I'm
yeah,
assuming you played it at least 80 hours
yeah,
to this
yeah,
point.
yeah. But I mean, Katie and I would play it together.
Uh huh.
I'd play as
Yeah.
Donkey Kong and she'd play as Pauline, and so it
Yeah.
would just be something that we would do, just lying in bed before bed, and we'd play.
Sure. Sure.
So you go through it really quick when that's just something you're doing with your partner, right? And
Uh
so
huh.
we went through that pretty fast. And Wild Hearts, I still am only about three-quarters of the way through, but I kind of burnt out on
Yeah.
it a little bit, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Cyberpunk is very vignette-y, so there's a lot of the
Yeah.
side quests, and it's how CD Projekt does all of their games.
Uh huh.
um
Yeah.
and so I'll do a couple of vignettes here and there and put it down, then I'll pick it up later, because that's a game that's like 150 hours long, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not going to run out of content on that in any time soon. And I picked up Super Mario Galaxy 2. I know I said I was on the fence about it, but I did.
Yeah.
Um, and but again, it's a game I played once, and it's also broken down into very consumable chunks. So I'll do a stage here, I'll do a stage there, and so yeah. Also, I've been
Okay.
staying up very late.
Well, I guess all that kind of contributes. Make sure you get some sleep, I guess.
I've been getting sleep. I've been getting sleep. Yeah.
um, yeah, cool. For me, all I've been doing is playing Balatro. I think that's the way you pronounce it,
Yeah,
right? I
it's
think we
it's
talked about this
Balatro.
before.
Yeah.
Balatro. Yeah, I've been playing that game. I finally won a run in with Gold Stake.
Oh, wow. You're farther than I am.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it takes a. I mean, but that game's a 100-hour game. I think I put in
Mhm.
100 hours easily.
Mhm.
All the failures, all the jokers making fun of you when you lose. It
Mhm.
just eggs me on to just keep trying.
Mhm.
Um, that's been my game of choice lately. That's all I've been playing. And then of course I do I'm one of the weirdos out there that uses my Nintendo Switch for fitness stuff. So I
Mhm.
play Fitness Boxing 3. That's the one I've been playing lately. It's really good. It's the best version of the Fitness Boxing franchise so far. It's been really good. But yeah, besides that, just working.
Mhm.
It's been I don't know how it ever managed to find the time to read to actually read a book. So I
I
live
mean,
vicariously through you once again on that one.
yeah, I mean, in my experience, if it's something that you want to do, you magically find the time
Yeah,
for it.
sure,
So,
sure. Yeah,
I mean,
there's definitely that.
the first book isn't that long. It's only like 350, 400 pages. So you can get through it. And they're very, very easy reads. I mean,
Yeah,
let me be clear, it's not literature, right? But I
yeah,
wasn't
but
looking for
still.
literature.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
and again, I mean, I also read extremely fast, right? So that makes a difference too. I mean, if you are listening to it through Audible, then it's going to take longer because you are bound to the speed that the narrator is reading it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so impact the time sync as well. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, Balatro's good. I haven't played Balatro in a while actually.
How did you unlock all the decks?
No, I unlocked I think three of the
Oh
decks and then
man, I'm
drifted
surprised
onto
you
other
weren't.
things.
Yeah, and this is where I think our gamer DNA is different. I can get OCD about stuff. I just
Yeah.
needed to unlock all the decks, but then maybe not. I mean, you OCD is such a loose term, but I
Yeah.
mean, I know you get into games and you'll just keep playing them like Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong. I'm sure it just scratched your itch, right? So, but Balatro definitely scratches my itch to a point where, yeah, I got unlocked all the decks, and now I got gold stake on whichever one, the one with the least amount of draws, I think, is the one I've done it on. But now I want to kind of move on to the other decks and do the exact same thing. I don't know what it is about this game, but it's a very good quality,
Mm-hmm.
excellent sound effects, excellent art,
Mm-hmm.
excellent gameplay loop. Everything about it is it's what you want. If you want to make a video game, that's a perfect example of a modern day video game to me. That helps you scratch that itch and gets that game loop going. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I have no complaints about Balatro. Yeah, I still screw it up.
yeah, me
Uh,
too.
for what it was seeking to accomplish with its game design, I think it pulled it off flawlessly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I really don't have any. I really don't have any critiques of the game. Frankly, it executes perfectly what it set out to do,
Hmm.
um, and I played it for quite a long time, but I tend to be um much more of an action gamer, much more of a platformer kind of guy, and so
Yeah,
those
sure.
tend to hold my attention longer.
Hmm.
There are always exceptions to the rule, but yeah, I definitely probably put in more time into Donkey Kong than I did to Balatro.
Hmm. Yeah. And for me, like, I can get caught up in an action game too. I mean, I played through all the Souls games. You got me
Mm-hmm.
into Monster Hunter Rise. Played that thing to death. I mean, it just depends on the flavor. But for whatever reason, for me, I kind of go down a rabbit hole, and once I start playing the game, I won't put it down until I have I'm satisfied with completely destroying it, so I can uninstall it off my hard drive or take it out of my cartridge slot forever, and then
I
put it in the side, let it collect dust. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to
yeah.
sample games. Is like I think you're better at sampling games than I am. Is what I'm saying.
I also think that I am a lot more quick to pull the ripcord when I feel like a game isn't offering me something new, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and Balatro is what it is from the get-go, and
Yep,
you
yep,
you
absolutely.
unlock more Joker cards, and there are some permanent upgrades that you can get as you play through the game, but
Sure.
it doesn't fundamentally. All of the content
No.
is effectively there the first time you play
Yep.
the game.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and that'll hold my interest for a while, but it's not like, again, just Donkey Kong just happens to be the example. There's a new stage and there's 100 new
Mm-hmm.
bananas to discover, and it's
Mm-hmm.
always
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
always feeding you something new. So there's always something new to consume. It's never the same, right?
Yeah.
And then even then, I'll eventually just like, well, Donkey Kong is really, in terms of newness, offered as much as it's going to get me. So now I move on to the next thing, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
very much of a what have you done for me lately kind of player. So
Yeah.
there are some games that
Yeah.
will stick with it. I mean, Monster Hunter is one of those where I will go and go and go and go for those. I mean, usually, Monster Hunter World and Wilds famously is definitely not games that I stuck with for a particularly long time. But I mean, Dragon Quest games I tend to stick with for a while. Although I've only beaten like two or three of them. I've played if not, I mean, I've played all of the mainline games, um, and liked most of them. But I've only beaten a few of them, and like
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Quest 8 and 11 um, are both like amongst my favorite JRPGs of all time, like top 10
Mm-hmm.
easily. And the Xenoblade Chronicles, that franchise, same. And so
Mm-hmm.
once something, yeah, it's just a lot harder for a game to get under my skin to the point where I want to live in that space for a while, and I'm not looking to jump ship to a new experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I wish I know there's not enough time in the day as we keep talking about this, but I do highly recommend you go back to Persona 5 Royal just
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
see it through to the end. It is a long slog of a game, but and it's kind of and I can be pretty snobby about my JRPGs as well, but it's the one that resonates with me as the best JRPG I've ever played
Mm-hmm.
at this point. Um, just because of the characters, and it is not something I would expect because I guess I'm more of a traditionalist. I'm expecting to play a fantasy setting, medieval setting, with swords and all this stuff. Persona 5 breaks, and it's high school. I can't stand high school story
Right.
type of games
Right.
anyway.
Right.
This game breaks all the molds of what I would assume I would pick for my all-time favorite JRPG, and just it's a phenomenal game. It has all the it's got humor, it's got action. It's difficult at times. Sometimes there's difficulty spike that's kind of annoying to a point where I had to go on Google to kind of figure out ways to kind of work around it.
Mm.
But overall, that game, I don't know what it is. That's the one that now holds the bar when I compare all the other games. But I mean, I do have Xenoblade in my library. I have yet to. I mean, I have it on my 3DS. I still have to play it. And then Dragon Quest. I'm sorry. Also on my Switch. Those are games I'm waiting to play. Not just you. A lot of people regard those games as all-time great games too. It's on their top tier list of games as well. So eventually I'll get around to those. Um, yeah, tonight's stream has been about recommendation type of stuff
I
and note
know.
taking, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Put things on your list for later thought kind of thing.
Yeah. Um, but yeah.
Um, yeah. Wow, this is
As
I, I
far
I feel like I don't have anything else that's really left to talk about tonight right now.
Well, that's good. The timing is good for that, which I'm surprised because for you to say that
I
means
know. I
that's
know.
yeah. Um, but on my side, I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm down to like just the last little bit where I'm
Mm-hmm.
tweaking Calamity to stretch to help pull the Warhogs over, but I can work on this maybe next week.
Oh, I
But this is
see.
where we're at with that. But in general, we got most of what we wanted. We have Calamity top view, riding a Warhog now,
Mm-hmm.
as she helps us steer them over. We've got more of a pulse with the character with the Warhogs moving up and down now. So if I play it real time there, I feel that feels like they're not actually moving now, up and down a little bit. Like you see the size difference.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here on this side is snaps, but that's something I'll get fixed later in post or etc. etc. But yeah, we're in pretty good shape for
Cool.
tonight.
Very
Any
cool.
thoughts on your side with fresh eyes? Anything that you're seeing?
No, it's looking great. I don't have any comments right now.
Okay.
Everything that you're doing seems good to me. Yeah.
Writer's Room concurs.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely. Make it so.
Make it so. Yes. But yeah, we can call it good for tonight then.
All right. Sounds good. Well, why don't you head on over to calamitygene.rocks. That'll take you to our Patreon site. Please consider subscribing and helping us make this cartoon a reality. You can also find us on YouTube and Facebook, which presumably you have since you're watching the stream. We're also on Instagram at calamitygene_salamander. We post updates there as well. It's just another place to get information about what we're doing. But we'll be back next week at the usual time, I think. I don't think there's any reason why we won't be streaming next week.
Yeah, I think for the most part, yeah, I don't see any issues as well.
Okay, well, I will try to find a new topic to waste people's times with. In the meantime, have a good night out there, everybody, and stay safe. Good night.
Good night.